Hope my screen is visible. IntelliJ
Yes,
idea.
it is.
So uh, let us continue our multi-threading topics. Okay, so today we are going to understand some more concept that's are many times we have to use while writing multi-threading programming. So let's
Mhm.
first discuss the concept, and then we discuss the theory, and then we discuss what are the uh, tools or method are way available in the Java language that
Right.
help us to address those
Okay.
situations.
Oh,
So let us good example.
mhm.
Uh, let us now we have one printer, right?
Right.
Printer is the what the job? I am giving some task. Printer can print them, right?
Right.
So let us user one, okay, and
Ajay,
they give one
I,
page. Yes,
I have one question.
yes,
Uh, is it possible to some application they interact with hardware? I just
yeah,
thought about it. Let's say that an application that interact with printer,
right.
how does the software know that they physically have to print?
Right.
Because normally we deal with software but not hardware. Like in this case, how
Right.
does the software interact with the with the printer?
Yes.
Or
Notice.
let's say USB.
Hmm,
How does the software interact with the USB port?
right.
Let's something like that. Is it a different type of class or method, or
No.
is
All are the concept of you can say programming. Maybe you have aware some embedded system programming.
Mhm.
Generally, those codes are implemented in the C language or
oh okay okay okay.
assembly language, and that directly interact with the hardware. Hardware means whenever talk about the USB or talk about the printer, talk about the
Yeah.
let us example in as usual. Whenever you are going to say switch on
Mhm.
our if we are manually going to switch on our electricity bulb on, right? And they are
Right.
giving light, right?
Right. Right.
So let's understand ki I am as a user, I am going to switching on my fan and
Mhm.
fan is started, right? So
Mhm.
let's think how fan is start. Before I am switching on, already electricity is supplied till their fan, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Okay, just there are some circuit breaker between the switch on off. Okay, on means
That's
just
right.
they are making circuit complete on off so that key our fan is working on. At
Right.
the
Right.
times we are not sending from our switch button to electricity go and the fan, right? At the
Right.
fan also electricity supplying on the switch also see the electricity supplying on, right? So
Mhm.
only the reason we are have a switch have a some concept of completing the circuit or breaking the circuit, right?
Mhm.
Right.
Whenever switch on means both wires are connected to each other, now so fans is started working, right?
That's
Right.
right.
Similarly, in the case of any hardware, our let's in the case of printer is a responsibility. If you give some print, they are they start printing, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So that means there are some requests, some input we have to ask, right? So a request can be go manually, you switch on the button or something, and why not we have make some mechanism through which our software just give instruction, do this, and automatic happen. Let us example, you are going to the ATM and just typing any keyword on a particular 123 password, those inputs are received by your software. Notice from keyboard you are typing hello, this
Mhm.
keyboard input are hardware, right? You are
Mhm.
typing
Right.
something and software read ki this is the you to type A or type B or type C, right? So
Mhm.
all the
Mm.
places you currently as a human being always interacting with the software with the with the help of hardware, right?
Right, right,
So here you are typing a keyword input from the keyboard. Keyboard is the hardware, right?
right,
For
right.
typing A, how our software can read the value you are typing A? How know they, right? So let's
Right.
understand the concept. Whenever you're typing A, our keyboard just send one signal to the our input output processing system. In our operating system, there have lots of different processes running. One is the memory processes, input output processes, display processes, lots of processes going on. So what happen? Input output is a one kind of processor which just waiting someone giving some signal to me or not. Whenever you press button key 1A, right? So
Right.
your keyboard are physically are sending one signal to the your IO processor, right? Input output processor.
Okay.
And
Yeah, yeah.
input output processor. Uh, what do you mean by signal? Sending signal. Signal means let us understand. What means signal? Signal. This is the let's give my. This is the operating system input output processor, IO processor, right? And this is your
Right.
hard keyboard, right? Here, whenever I am typing here A, I'm not going to interact here. Here, one kind of listener, one kind of activities, they are writing one message like 65 in the particular uh, place, maybe memory or maybe some. This IO processor also listening here, right? So any event occur from the keyboard that's are written some message in this listener place, right? Listener place. Okay,
Right.
and this IO processor also always be listening. Anyone writing some message here in my buffer, yes, then they are going to read data from here, right? And once
Okay,
read,
okay.
and they are passing to the your respective JVM process, right? In the case of last couple of example, we are using the scanner class or console class, right? To take
Right.
from user. So whenever you type one, they are getting signal to your first your uh, buffer. Yes, IO buffer. IO buffer is read from the IO processing, and IO processing again back to give your JV major process. So finally, all the hardware or software are nowadays closely interacted to each other with a form of event signal. Whenever you say, I'm going to pressing shutdown button, how my system is going to shut down, right? Means
Mm,
whenever you are going to switch off your uh, power off your button, right? You
right.
switch on the button. So they give one signal to a particular buffer, space signal. And this signal is someone are always receiving in the place, right? So let's look in the case of as a human. This is my house, and I'm in sitting my house and studying. Someone come in my room and want to contact. They just ring a bell, right? So whenever
Right.
they ringing a bell, I listen the ring, and so I know yes, someone coming is my house, right? I go and open the gate, right? So this is kind of signal, ringing the bell or making a call. Similarly, in the case of our hardware, someone giving some signal, and that someone always a place to listen mode. If someone signal receive, they start active, right?
That's exactly the same way when we try to shut down the computer with Windows button, it
Right,
sends a signal
right.
instead of pressing the button itself.
Yeah. So whenever you press the button in the hardware, in hardware, there are written some assembly programming language. This is known as a assembly language, a C language. You can say embedded programming. So embedded programming, would say whenever you hardware press the button power off, right? The
Yeah.
power of pressing button, whenever you press something, one circuit is going to complete. What do you mean here? Whenever pressing the button, here is the one circuit is not before pressing button. This is the one circuit. Circuit is not completed. Whenever you press button, that means this circuit is going to complete. Okay, the
Right.
particular uh, circuit level. So this circuit say that means there is sending signal, and to the hey operating systems you will receive kill signal, stop signal, right? So somehow
Mhm.
this circuit complete and it started activity. Like whenever we switching on my fan, our circuit is complete, and then our fan going to start. Similarly, all the hardware. whenever you are pressing some button, some circuit are going to completing, right? Notice our complete computer or electronic device, they always work on the chips and circuit, right?
Oh, so a computer also considered a electronic device, just like any
No,
other
no,
appliance.
this is a completely computer is a electronics device.
So it was work with electronic circuit
Same
signal.
work as a here electric supplied.
Yeah,
There is a
yeah,
no something always here, whatever working in the concept of only electronics. Computer is a electronics device.
yeah. Electronics
Always
device. Okay.
work
Yeah.
on the electric circuit. What the written in our, if you open this laptop or keyboard, inside you found there are some motherboard and some lots of circuit chips are placed, right?
Hmm.
Whenever you're pressing something, some circuit you are going to complete, and after that we have written some the place someone going to receive the signal. In the case of physically appearance, I switch on my fan in the one place, and fan in the middle of my room are going to start working, right? How?
Right, right,
Only the completing the circuit. Similarly, in the case of any hardware, somewhere we have to complete the circuit and somewhere some signal generated, right?
right. I understand. Now it's clear. Yeah.
Just in the computer system, just you visualize with your real life example. How you get some notification in your home? How you know someone come in my house? How you know ki I have to start some work, right? From somewhere, maybe some alarm system, some timing, some way you are giving some hint indication. Let's start to work, right?
Right.
That's mean in assembly language, it has been written first. Then I'm going to call or something like that.
Yes, we are just as a software or just receiver of signal, right? Signals are received from the hardware. The one is the software component and one is the hardware component. Hardware and software both are communicated to each other using the signal and the form of signal in the form of circuit completion, right? So if your software always run on particular hardware, right? You as a human being always interact with the hardware. You cannot touch the software. You cannot use the software. Software only work on the behalf of your hardware. And as a human being, always maybe mobile, maybe laptop, anything. Physically, you have a something where you are touching, right? So whenever you're touching something, let's say in the case of a mobile. On the mobile, whenever you're pressing your finger on the screen, your sensor of the mobile screens are sending signal. You are
Right.
pressing at this location of your mobile, okay, and accordingly the x and y coordinate sent to the processor, and processor recognize, hey, user have pressed at this point on this icon, right? And according the software just display the images. So
Right,
similarly,
right.
all the places just understand this the complete magic of nowadays IT industry is work on the combinations of your hardware plus software.
And software. Okay.
And assume look like our body. Our body is the completely hardware, right? And what is the software? Software means key listening, speaking, sensing, feeling of cold. How you can understand feel of the cold or hot with the help of your body, right? If there is
Right.
no body, how you can sense or how can you feel, right?
Right.
Similarly, whatever the physical appearance in this computer or the hardware, or what is reacting after that, this is software, right? So similarly, lots of things. This is the completely the combinations of electronics device, right? Circuit, electrics, each and everything, right?
Right, right.
So this is the off topic, but that's the very
Yeah,
interesting.
again, again, we
Just
are going off topic today.
yeah, it's
Unfortunately,
like a study, yeah,
just like yesterday, we
yeah.
went to Spring Boot, and even
Okay. So let's come on our topic. Okay, surely
Right.
this is a very interesting topic, and you have to ask this question. You have to clarify your thoughts. This is the beginning of your understanding and learning.
Right, right.
Until
Right.
you are not thinking how something happening, how you can going to find out the solution, how it's they work, right?
Mhm.
Hmm.
Always I say nothing in the IT technology are happening from the magic. No magic word.
Right.
Right. Right.
No magic in even one point of the time. One point is not display just as a magic. Nothing.
Mhm.
All is done on the basis of some steps of sequence of thought, idea, code, terminology, right?
Definitely.
Okay. So let us we are talking about this our topics like a multi-threading, and we're talking about like a we are just I'm going to explain one situation where uh, we are talking about the printer, right?
Mhm.
Printer, we have a one printer and we have a users. It could often if you have only one user and they want to print this is the one page of document, right? So what say? Hey, printers, user one say, hey, this is my document one. I want to print. Okay. So they give the syntax to the here. And now
Mhm.
this printer, what do? Printer are printing this data. So notice print. This is a data in the written somewhere else in the our software system, right? In the C drive, some notepad, or something, Word file, or resume, something, right? Whenever you
Right.
say a printer print the data, the printer
Mhm.
have some written concept. Whatever the written inside these materials are going to print by another paper, right? And this
Right.
paper given to you, right?
Mhm.
Same color, font, whatever words.
Right.
So internally, these printers are what doing? They are reading one line here, maybe printing here, another line printing here, another line printing here somehow, right?
Right.
So once this printing is done, so one
Mhm.
user give this printer. Let's keep printer. Let's say our printer is slow and printing. Maybe this is the one big file. We take a maybe couple of seconds, right, to print the
Mhm.
content. Might be due to the size of content, right?
Right.
So here, what happen? Another user give the one more print command the
Mhm.
same time. Let's sum user 1 and this is the user 2. User 2 also given the print command for the my page, right? So
Mhm.
this printer, let's assume currently printing this document and now they receive another print command. So at this time, what they are going to read and printing the both content in the same page output? Logically not. This document is a separate and this document is a separate,
Definitely. Yeah.
right? So if our printer is able to mix the both output in the one printer, it's a problem, right?
Right.
Our printer have some intelligence, put some intelligence. Hey, this document is for the another person. This document is for another person, and you
Mhm.
have to produce two document, not the one document, right?
Mhm.
So how will printer know? This is the known as a printer is your shared resources, right? This is the printer is the shared resources. That is the used by multiple user, right?
Mhm.
This is the user one, user two, user three, user four.
Mhm.
Whenever but printer have a only one kind of a place from where they print and get out data, right? At
Right.
a time, there is no mechanism here ki simultaneously four kind of data they print, right? Because printer is designs receive one request and print out, receive
Mhm.
another request, print out. There is no one user, there is no problem, right? What
Mhm.
happen? Same time, multiple requests they receive. In our company, let's say you are sitting in an organization, you are sitting on the maybe fifth floor, someone second floor, someone floor. This is a maybe say a printer used by you, and you can give command. The same time, another user can give command. Same time, another employee can give the command. Right?
Right.
You have a different document. You have a different document. You have a different document.
Mhm.
So let's think how printers are work. So
Right.
printer is working at a time, only one document they are printing. They cannot print multiple document at the same time.
Yeah, but like that is that in their memory they are going to just
So
like save all the data, but priority basis who is giving the
yeah,
command
here,
first?
here what say, whenever user once send a request or two sender, three sender, four sender, they
Mm-hmm.
have maintained one kind of a queue.
Acha, acha.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
And say this is the design printer is only capable to print at a time only one page, only one request, right? So
Right.
whenever user once give a send a request, they are placed here,
Mm-hmm.
and another want to send a request, they are going to the put in another queue,
Right.
queue. So all the requests go in the queue. All the requests go in the queue. A printer just read, this is the queue, read one, print data, once done, read another queue, print data, print done, read another queue, print data, print done, right?
Mm-hmm.
So in this way, any number of requests you send to the printer have a internally maintained queue. And physically, sometime whenever you go to office and look this concept, give them go to the printer machine, and might be nowadays lots of printer have a some screen here, and you can just click on the screen, maybe on your laptop. Whenever you are opening a printer have a, if some multiple peoples are given the printer print command, in the
Mm-hmm.
find user one given request, user two given request, user three given request, at a
Right.
time one task is going to complete. So now, why this is happening? Because I want output should be consistent, output should be clear, output should not be mess, right?
Mm-hmm.
Due to that, this shared resources printer is designed such way, at a time only one request going to the server. So any doubt, any confusion? Printer is a shared resources that can be print, yes, serve the request of multiple user. But
Mm-hmm.
condition, same time if multiple user giving the printer command, internally they are not start just printing all the requests same time. Internally they are first completed a one request, once done successfully, then they
Mm-hmm.
are going to pick up another one, then going to another one, then going to another one. So here user is not waiting, user's responsibility. Here user 1, user 2, user 3 just send request. Just you go and click the print button. This is
Mm-hmm.
also go and the print button. They also go the print button. But
Mm-hmm.
internally all the prints go and place in the printer queue.
Acha.
This printer is designed ki they always getting request not from directly user. User cannot directly give the print request here. You just always give the your print request to the printer. A printer internally first maintain the queue. Okay, this request come, go to the queue. This request go, and printer actual printing is come from queue. Read one user request and read line by line and print generate one document. Once done, then another request, another
Is
request.
is there anything relevant to networking in here? Because of that is
Yes,
the
all
network.
the things are combined here. All the things are combined here because
Oh, that is the
your
net.
printer is logically are installed in a particular network, right?
Mm-hmm.
What do we mean network? Network means this have a some IP address, right?
Right, right,
Where this is installed, some mechanism, and whenever all the users are going to send the request at the same IP address, right? And in
right.
this IP address, some port where this printer is receiving. So all the requests received and maintained by the queue, and after this queue, they are going to print in the job.
But what about the big organization when they're using like
All
multiple
the
like,
organization, the printer is the same concept.
or there is like, but they're not
Yeah, there
using
is
the
no
one
any
IP,
other option. Yeah, all the printer are designed the same way. If in your company have only one printer, the only this will happen,
but their
right?
IP, if their IP is like multiple IP, they're using big organization.
No,
So
for one resources at a time, only one IP you can use,
that's
right?
it. That's it. Mhm.
At a time, one yes, big organization have a big floor. Each floor have a different printer, right? Different printer,
Right.
different IP, right? You can connect
Mhm.
to the different printer. There's no problem,
Right.
right?
Right. Right.
So if your printer usability is so high, surely one printer is not sufficient, right?
Mhm.
Let us
Mhm.
in the company lots of thousand of person and simultaneously they want to print. If you have only installed only one printer, one
Right.
user can get quickly response, and then last one can be get maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes later response. You have to
Mhm.
wait because we have only one resource. This printer is a resources and that cannot serve at same time more than one request, right?
Mhm. Mhm. Agree.
So here, what the multi-threading? Here the concept of multi-threading is the whatever here printers are shared resource, right? Your shared
Mhm.
resource or printer you can say, and
Yeah.
whatever the user one, user two, user three, user four, all these are the threads. These are the threads, thread, thread, and these are your yes. Any question?
Real? Any question for you?
Not any. So
Yeah.
these printer are resources are your Java code or Java method, which
Mhm.
are someone want to access, right?
Right.
So here in is a physical example, we are saying that this is the printer or this is the resources, but in the case of multi-threading, and here all the user say like thread one, thread two, thread three, thread four, multiple thread and
Mhm.
multiple and here your whatever the threads are doing they are going to share some common method, common object, common resources,
Mhm.
and sometime this common code you want to ensure that at a time only one thread can access my code,
That's it.
same time two threads or four threads are I'm not going to allow to do. Okay, so in this
Mhm.
case I want some mechanism so that this is the my code, this is the my methods are at a time only one thread can access, and multiple if try they have to wait, right?
Right. Right.
They have to wait, and any one thread can get a chance to work them, and once this done, after that you can another get a chance, right? After that
Mhm.
another get a chance.
Mhm.
So here how to do, how we can ensure that while the writing as a Java developer code, how I am going to ensuring that this is my method, this method is yeah, this set of code is
Mhm.
only executed by only one thread at a time.
अच्छा, अच्छा.
Okay, I don't allow more than one thread can execute my code. Might be this is my code written, they are writing some file. So while the modification, while changing the value, same time multiple threads come, our data can be corrupted. Like in the case
Mhm.
of printer, if user one requests user one printing data and user two come at same time, let's printer allow user two as well as, so some
Mhm.
line of user one, some line of user two, some line of user two. This data are not useful, right? If someone
Right.
getting print output like some two lines of user one, two lines of user two, next three line of a different user. There is no make sense, right?
Mhm. Mhm.
In this scenario, sometime our applications are required particular set of code, a particular set of blocks are executed by only one thread.
अच्छा, अच्छा.
Okay. So in the operating system or computer programming language, those sections or those methods are known as a critical sections, right? Are
Mhm.
important section. Here, maybe in our applications, multiple kind of code written. One method, another methods, another method. Maybe these methods are reading data from the somewhere, right? And
Mhm.
responding you. These methods are writing data something and responding you. This
Mhm.
method just reading data from somewhere and responding you, right?
Mhm.
Here, if they are reading data from where and responding you, if multiple threads come, just you are reading data and responding, there is no any kind of a problem, right? Just you are
Mhm.
reading. Somewhere data already stored, just you are reading and responding. reading and responding. So this code, that is not required ki at a time only one thread can work. Any number of thread can work and get data. We have not any problem, right? But
Mhm.
this piece of code where you receive something and write something. Here you receive something and write something. Once this first request write is not completed, at same time another request come, you are also going to write the same file. That is the problematic, right?
Mhm.
So generally, whenever your objects have some kind of update operation, modification operation, deletion operation, means where you are changing something of the object state,
Right.
those methods, those code are required at a time only one thread can. If three requests come, you can allow only one can go first. Once done, then take another one, right? Another one,
Mhm.
then another one. In this way, you are ensuring that your systems work as expected, right?
Acha, acha, acha.
So in the Java, how we are going to ensuring that the particular code or particular methods are accessed by only one thread at a time. Okay,
Mhm.
till now it's clear.
Little bit
So
better.
Yeah.
there are a code or methods, a block line of code. These
Mhm.
four line of codes are important. They are modifying something. They are changing something. In
Mhm.
multi-threaded environment, this piece of code, this piece of method, you can say this is my critical section. Okay, critical section, because here modifying, and I'm assuming this code is executed by at a time only one thread.
Acha, acha,
Okay,
acha.
no other threads are come and print them. So default behavior of Java system, Java method, whatever writing any code, generally this code is written in a method. Block of code means a method. Block of code means written somewhere method. So this method by default behavior of Java, all methods are allow multiple thread can read and write. The default nature, if you writing any Java code, by default you start a thread 1, thread 2, thread 3. All thread at the same time going to read this, right, executing this code. So this is the default behavior. The sometime due to the why? Because our program want as quick response. Why if three threads are doing, why I'm waiting first T1 completed, then T2, then 3, right? So
Right.
by default, the implementation of Java multi-threading, each methods are allow at the same time multiple thread can run, multiple
Acha,
thread can execute my code. Okay,
acha.
but at the same time we have to look the business code. Ki what the code you written in the method. If your method is just reading data from a place to responding, you don't do anything. Let them multiple thread can read the operation. But the some places you are modifying some data, changing some data, changing the state. In this case, you are going to take some decision. And decision means ki now you are going to, as a developer, as software programmer, our responsibility, we have to ensure that ki this method is going to executed by only one thread at a time,
Acha.
right?
Hmm.
So how to do? Okay. So for this, Java have a multiple way. Okay.
Acha.
So notice in the Java, how to write. By default, we understand this is the class, maybe my resource. Okay,
Hmm.
my resource class, and this resource class, generally what kind of things? The class have currently two kind of things. One is the method, maybe uh, ma- mm, method one, maybe a read method, write method. Okay,
Mhm.
method they are reading something, right?
Mhm.
Okay, right? Maybe okay. This method read something, right? And
Mhm.
another method can be write something, right? Possibly two kind of method, read or write method generally, right?
Mhm.
Means whatever the code you are going to write, so here inside you are maybe writing something, or reading something, or modifying something. Mostly two kind of operation: read operation or write operation.
Right,
So
operation, right.
if by default these rules allow, these two methods are by default allow Java virtual machine ki multiple thread can works. Multiple
Mhm.
threads simultaneously going to here work. Maybe here maybe some set of code written like statement one, instruction
Instruct.
one dot. Maybe multiple instruction written here, right?
Right.
This is the your read method.
Mhm.
1, 2, 3, 4. So this is the way your logic is done, right?
Yeah.
And similarly, maybe write method.
Mhm.
So here, generally in any Java object, two kind of method as of now we learn. One is the method that is the instance method, means ki non-static method. And one method might be similarly static method. Similarly, can be static method, right?
Mhm.
Can be same method like, but we have to change the static. So generally,
Non-static, that's you mean dynamic one?
yes,
Okay.
not dynamic instance method.
Achha, achha.
Okay, and similarly can be. Similarly, would be the static read.
Mm.
Okay. So in Java, by default, these kind of operations you have. One is the uh, instance, or you can say non-static method, read
Mhm.
write, or might be possible case your class, your resources have a static method read and write operation,
Mhm.
right?
Mhm.
So these are the possible kind of things. So if
Achha.
you want, by
Mhm.
default, all these methods, all these codes, all these instructions are allow multiple thread can do at the same time. If someone going to write this method, same time, thread 1 come, thread 2 come, thread 3 come, all are going to print executing this line simultaneously, same time, right? Because by default, this method allow anyone can call me, right? So
That
this
is.
default nature, I want to ensure that no, this is my set of line of code. I want let this multiple thread come here to want to execute, but I don't want all can execute at the same time. I want one by one. First one, and then second, then third, right? So
Mhm.
for this, as a developer, we have to inform JVM, hey JVM, this is my code, this is my instruction, these are the very critical section. Here I want don't allow more than one thread can execute my code. Right?
Achha, achha.
So this is how to achieve this. This is known as a concept of your lock.
Achha, achha.
Java, this is known as a locking. So this concept is achieved by lock. So notice in Java, each and everything an object, whatever the resource class, finally is the class, and you are going to create object. And once object created, you can call the method, right?
Mhm.
So notice in any Java class, there are two kind of things. One is the static things, and one is the instance things, non-static, right?
Mhm.
Static means this is the only one copy for all the object. Might be this resource class, you can create a 10 object: object 1, object 2, object 3, right? So 4
Mhm.
object you can create. So all the instance methods are bound to specific object. Okay, and all the static methods, all the static things are a static variable, static methods are just only one copy for each class. This is one class and only one copy. and
Mhm.
all our objects share the same copy of the data,
Acha,
right?
acha.
So
Mhm.
this is known as your instance methods. That is where they are differ for each object of this class, and some are the static content that are not for each object. This is the only one copy for all these objects someone want to refer. So there are two kind of things on your object. One is the instance level things, and one is the just only one, that is static.
Acha,
Is it
acha.
clear?
Yeah.
Similarly, whenever we are going to about the talk lock, lock is also two kind of. Means ki one is the each object level lock, and one is the your complete static lock, means class level lock. Because static is just mapped to their class. One class, only one static copy, right? So
Mhm.
sometimes a lock can be two kind of lock. One is your class level lock, one is your object level lock.
Oh my goodness.
Is it clear?
Yeah.
So understand what is the meaning of lock. Why
Yeah.
lock needed?
Mhm.
Let's understand.
Sure.
Our intention whenever Java create any object, whenever say here you are just saying resource, resource equal to new new resource. Whenever you do this, by default, Java going to create one object in the heap memory, right?
Mhm.
Heap memory. And each and similarly, you can maybe you can create another object. Maybe you can create another object. Multiple objects you can create, right?
Right.
One, two, three. Let us here have a some variable uh, instance variable equal to instance variable equal to 100, okay, and let's one is the static variable,
Acha.
static variable, okay. Here whenever you say resource 1, resource 2, resource 3, right?
Mhm.
What do you mean by this means here you can create three objects, means here the three object 1, object 2, and object 3 created, and each object have this instance variable of the, this is the one copy of 100, one copy of 100, one copy of 100, right?
Mhm.
And here static variable means this is the only one copy of the class variable is the only 100, okay.
Right.
So here static variable have only one copy, and non-static variable, the
Mhm.
number of object you creating, number of object you creating for different object, different copy of data prepared, right? And this
Mhm.
method, let's this method change its value from 100 to 200, they can do, but other are still 100, 100, 100, right?
Mhm.
And if this method comes say, hey, I change my value to the 300, right?
Right.
Might be this method say, I can change my value to the 400, right? So notice this have a different instance variable, diff have a different instance variable, this object have a different instance variable. But notice if some this object, all object try to access the static variable, so static have only one copy of 100, right? One copy of 100, one copy of 100. Let's keep this thread saying, no, no, I want to change the static copy. If they are going to the change this one 200, means this 200 is implicated for the all the change. All object now is static variable is a 200, right? So static means only one copy, and instance means for each object have a different copy, right? Good
Ah.
example here, maybe each employee have age. Age is a instance variable. Age is the instance variable. Age is the instance variable. But another field may be company name. Might be for all employee, the same company have a same company, the global logic, right?
Mhm.
So for each employee, company name is a GL, but age is a different, salary is a different, name is a different, right?
Sure.
So in this case, similarly, So whenever Java say now I am going to introduce lock concept also going to the vary, one for the instance object and one for your static object.
Right.
So Java say whenever internally you are creating one object, I am associated one lock with each and every object. Maybe static object or maybe instance object. What do you mean by lock? Let's understand. Lock, let's
Mhm.
assume this is just example with the real app. This is my room, and generally in this room I have only one gate, okay, one door.
Mhm.
If anyone want to use my this room, they come from my door and use my room, right?
Right.
What happened? I put the lock here. I close the door and lock. Someone come cannot enter my room, right?
Mhm.
So if the lock concept is similarly look like our daily uses. Our room
Mhm.
have a only one door, and if I lock them, if anyone come, they have to wait, right?
Right.
So how to implement locking concept? Java say each object have just one and only one door, lock door. Okay.
Mhm.
By
Mhm.
default, these doors are locked. Locked
Mhm.
means if anyone have a key of this door, they can open the this door and enter and use my room, right?
Mhm.
If
Mhm.
thread 1 come, thread 2 come, thread 3 all three come, because this have only one lock and only one key. If thread 1 get a key of this all lock, they can enter here, and again they apply. By default this system is locked, and again thread 2 and thread 3 try to use this code. They say, hey, someone already using, I cannot enter here, right? They are waiting.
Acha, 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 acha. Mhm.
So this is the way Java say by default each object have a one lock object. If anyone want to access this shared code, critical code, first they have acquired to the lock. If they got the lock and then use them, and other same time other threads are participating and try to, hey, I want to get the lock because already used by some another threads. You are wait. So internally, Java also maintain the concept look like this is the printer. This is like all the requests come. Anyone can go and use my shared code, and rest are going to wait.
Ah, acha, acha, acha.
Great. So now let's here I am created the three resources, right? That means
Mhm.
this object one, and object
Mhm.
two, and object
Mhm.
three. Notice, and all object have a this is a one read method and write method, read
Mhm.
method and write method, read
Mhm.
method and write method.
Mhm.
So by default I say कि this let's keep thread 1 come, thread 2, thread 3, thread 4, thread 5. Let's keep
Mhm.
all threads are going to call this method same write method, like 3. So
Mhm.
this if any one thread can get the lock of your write, and all others are by default wait. Once thread is completed, is done, then they release the lock. And let's give T2 get a chance first. They are completed his jobs, and once done, then notify, hey, I'm done. Other thread get a chance. So by default, other two threads are going to the wait if one thread's already acquired the lock of this object, right?
Yeah.
But similarly, this another object, the different thread can try. So means each object, separate different thread can work simultaneously, right?
Acha, acha.
So might be the here one thread one is the writing operation doing on this object, another thread same time writing operation doing on. Might be
Mhm.
this is another object here, this thread same time writing operation doing on. So I'm trying to say the same write code are executed by the multiple thread at the same time, but on the different object, different object, different object.
Acha, acha, acha,
But on
acha.
the same object, I'm not going to interested allow more than one thread can work. I am not allow here two or three threads come work simultaneously. I am say if you are requested to access me, please wait. I am only allow only one,
अच्छा,
right?
अच्छा,
So
हम्म,
question is that how this method allow only one or not only one. So for
हम्म,
that, Java have introduced two concept. One is the your one is your synchronized keyword,
हम्म,
and another is your lock interface. Okay? So we have
हम्म,
a lock interface. Okay, so we have a two concept. One is your is Java developer have a two tool, you can say, depend upon situation we can use the tool, right? So one is the your synchronized keyword. This is the keyword, right?
हम्म,
Keyword, right? Is a synchronized is a keyword, and another way lock is an interface, right?
अच्छा, अच्छा, अच्छा,
We have to understand ki how, so how can use this synchronize use kind of two way synchronize, it can be used in the two
हम्म,
mode two way, you can say two way.
अच्छा,
One, uh, at uh, at method at method level at method
हम्म,
level, or second to, I'm giving example at block level, block of code, block of code level. So let's look. So whenever this is the my read method, I want by default multiple thread can read. There is no problem, right? But
अच्छा,
here this is the my write operation. Here I ensure this is at a time only one thread can execute, right? So here I am going to say, hey, this is the my synchronized method.
हम्म.
This is the just hint.
Now, this is my what? I didn't get it, Ajay bhai.
My
What?
write method, I am going to add the synchronized keyword the before the void, right? So
अच्छा,
this now this method I will change the I as a developer, I have to hint the Java virtual machine. Hey virtual machine, this is the my method where I want at a time only one thread can access this code, right?
अच्छा, अच्छा,
So how to inform JVM using this synchronized keyword.
अच्छा,
Whenever it's a synchronized keyword, that means this method is executed by only one thread at a time, right?
अच्छा, 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 हम्म,
Right, and this is the one way at the method clear, this is the method level log. So
हम्म,
how we are going to tell, hey Java virtual machine, this is the, my critical section. This code is very important for us because here I don't want two or three threads simultaneously work here. So please ensure that this is my method is synchronized. The compiler JVM read your method is synchronized. That is by default. If multiple thread tied try to call your thread, means ki thread multiple threads come and try to call this method your this method, and compiler say this is synchronized method, they are apply the locking concept here. Okay, they are say yes, this method is synchronized means first you have to take the lock, because this object have only one lock. If you have a four thread anyone can get chance, might be this, might be this, might be this, might be this.
हम्म,
Anyone due to the CPU scheduling algorithm, anyone can take a chance. If one, let's get this thread get a chance to go enter here, they are going to executing this code, and others are waiting, right? Once
हम्म,
this thread is done job, and then this thread gone away, lock is free, then another thread get a chance and go inside and execute the code, right? So this is the way here synchronized keyword help us to implement the concept of single use of this code, means only one thread at a time using this method, right?
अच्छा, अच्छा,
And this synchronize is
हाँ,
also written as a block. Might be second case, might be second scenario. I don't here here I want say this is the another method, and here I say I'm not interested to all these lines are required, very important. I know only these two line 2 and 3 are very important, right?
Acha, acha.
Here I can say synchronize, and here say any object on which I want to say maybe this or any object here. So
Acha,
this
acha.
is known as a, you are allowing multiple thread can go inside this method, but inside this method, these two line of codes are only executed by the only one thread, not more than. This line can be executed by 10 thread at the same time, but these two lines are ensuring by the Java virtual machine. Hey, programmer want this two line of code is always executed by the one thread. So this is known as a
Okay,
synchronized
yeah, I got
block.
lost. It's very complicated, this one.
Right. No, just as I say that this is the I already declare with the diagram. Lock
Mhm.
means just as a user. Simply we have a simply one object. I don't want multiple people can work on me, right?
Uh-huh.
So I give an example like a room. Room have a only one door. If one
Mhm.
person enter here and lock the door, another
Right.
come wait, right? Another come wait.
Mhm. Mhm.
Similarly, this synchronized keyword just work as a lock. Whenever you
Mhm.
created my object and this object someone want to call, first get the check the lock. This is used by any thread. If anyone use, this means object is locked. If no one using, you can go and get use, right?
Mhm.
So this is the way, two way you can use this synchronized. So this is known as your where. This is your instance object level locking, right? That means here I created three thread, the thread 1, thread 2, and thread 3. Each
Mhm.
thread have only one lock, right? Here
Right.
maybe multiple threads request here, multiple threads are requested here. Here also
Mhm.
multiple threads requested. Here multiple threads also requested, right? But
Right.
out of here 10, let's 10 threads, here 10 thread, here 5 thread. So out of
Mhm.
10, only one go inside here and execute the code. In this 10 request, only one go inside and execute the code, right?
Mhm.
In the 5, out of only one go here and then the synchronize just help us to ensure that any one of them can go enter the critical section. But
Yeah.
all the non-synchronized method, for all the non-synchronized method, other all threads simultaneously access. If you are not writing any synchronized keyword, like here I'm not writing anything. So this
Mhm.
method is called by any thread, any number of thread. There is no any problem, right?
Mhm.
Because here you are not telling to apply this lock concept.
Acha.
So until by default Java say each and everything is run by multiple thread at the same time. Allow. But
Mhm.
sometime your resources are the very critical, very shared. At that situation, you have to use this tool. Synchronize is the one tool where you are giving the hint to the JVM. Hey JVM, Java Virtual Machine, please ensure this line of code is executed by the at a time one thread, not more than one. Right?
Acha, acha.
The synchronized keyword can be used in two mode. One way using the block level, method level. One at the
Okay.
block level. Method
Mhm.
level means just before the method, you just write the synchronized. Block
Right.
level means which particular I don't want complete method should be synchronized. Right?
Mhm.
I don't want I only interested these two lines are very critical for me. These two lines are actually updating. These two are maybe reading, right?
Mhm.
So I say, hey, this is the synchronized block. Let's allow only one thread can execute this code.
Mhm.
Is it clear?
Yeah. And done.
Same, this is you can apply for the class level as well. This is the my like here simply say this synchronized keyword also is for the your static method. So your static method you can say here your synchronized keyword as well, right?
Mhm.
Good. So now here you say you only one thread at a time can do the work. So it's clear how in a programming language we have to introduce the concept of locking, right? Lock means the particular methods or particular set of code is executed by only one thread, right?
Agree, agree.
Why? Why say? Because we have written some code here that is not allow to do more than one thread at a time, right? Good example
Mm-hmm.
like printer. Printer did never allow to same time two or more request can be served, right? At a
Mm-hmm.
time only one they can serve. If they are allow multiple requests serve at the same time, the output is mess. I don't want something, right?
Right,
So here as a Java programming language, also we have to ensure that due to the business requirement, sometime we are going to use this synchronized keyword, right?
right,
It's clear.
right.
And second mechanism we have is the lock interface. So sometime you are using this second way to same concept, whatever we're doing in the locking, right?
Mm-hmm.
Whatever the do in the case of your lock mechanism, you can do in this interface as well as. You can say Java have a two tool. One tool is the synchronized keyword. Another tool you have a interface, right?
Mm-hmm.
Both you can use. Both have a some slightly difference, right?
Mm-hmm.
So let me just give example how we can use this lock interface, right?
Sure.
So let us. This is the my method, and I want to apply this two line of code. Would we go with the locking? So here I don't want like a synchronized block. So here I can say, let's say I write again this code here, and I don't want the synchronized here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Okay.
Maybe I want to use lock interface. So here you can say lock. No, lock is the interface. Okay, you can create the lock object. The purely
Lock.
interface you cannot
Yeah.
create the new object, right? So
Uh-huh.
question by how you can create the object of lock interface? You can use the object of your implementation class, right?
Acha, acha,
So you
acha,
have
acha.
to use the lock is the interface. Notice lock is a here lock is the interface, right?
Interface.
Lock is the interface. So we cannot create like new lock, right?
Yeah.
Create like a new yell lock, right?
Mm-hmm.
In this way we cannot, so right? Because interface cannot create object, right? So how can
Right.
you? We can use any implementation class. So by default, our JDK is given some implementation. That's a good example. Reintrant lock is the class which is the implemented by, this is the class which implement this runnable interface. Oh, sorry, uh, lock interface.
Lock.
Okay. So let's look. This is the reintrant. This is the this is the your notice. This is the class that is implemented in lock interface. Notice
Acha, acha, acha,
I
acha.
can use this class, reintrant class. The Java
Mhm.
library already given. So given don't
Oh,
so you can yes.
it says extend the main lock interface.
Yes, implements lock interface,
We
right?
implement lock interface because it's a interface.
And now say here, this is the method. Uh, just say lock and here say lock dot unlock. This line you have to write here. So in here in the case of synchronization, you can synchronize and the object name, which object you are going to lock, and open and close curly braces, right? And the
Okay.
different way you create the one lock interface object, manually lock, and say lock dot lock means here object is locked and this tool and executed by only one threads. One locking done, you can unlock. So manually you have to say lock door and unlock door. Look like
So
in the real
it is,
example, this is my
it
room
is
example, and I as a user one come here, open the get the lock and go inside the room and lock the room, right? And once
mhm.
I done all the things, I remove here and after go I unlock the room first, unlock the room and then I go out, right? Similarly
Mhm.
here means first I am going to say hey I am going to locking the room so that no anyone can come enter in this section, right? In this room.
Acha, acha,
And
acha.
once I done, my work is done. I say the lock is unlocked, means lock is open. That means waiting thread also get a chance, right?
Okay, I didn't get this one. If it is locked, how can I say this is unlocked?
This is the method. You can say locked or unlocked.
Oh, that's lock to unlock. Okay, okay,
So
okay.
this is the two method. This interface have a two method. One is the
Ah,
lock method, another is a unlock method.
acha, 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 acha.
Unlock method. Okay.
This makes
So
sense.
this interface, we will surely discuss detail for this interface. This interface has lots of uses, but basic uses locking and unlocking, right?
Mhm.
Okay. So here lock method just tell us, hey, uh, I'm getting the lock. Now I'm going to execute this, and wait. So what happened? Other here because this method is not synchronized, multiple thread can come here, and once a lock, any one of them, maybe this, maybe this, maybe this, maybe four thread come, a four thread execute get lock. And
Mhm.
any one can get the lock. Because this object have just only one object lock. Any one thread get another, by default they are going to wait, right? This is the beauty of Java. So when anyone can get the lock, and after that they are enter in this room. And once done, this thread responsibility called the unlock, right?
So,
And sometime let's keep this thread come, another thread comes, some requirement say, someone say, hey, I am going to try to lock, but already room is locked. Then how I know this is room is locked or not locked? Is there any method where I can check the lock is available or not lock available, right?
mhm.
And once lock is available, I can do. If lock is not available, I can go from here. I'm not going to wait. Might be someone here very interested. No, I'm sure I want to execute this code. So they surely I have to wait. And some threads say, if there is no one using, I can use. If already someone using, I'm go and do some other work. Right? Might be case. Why I'm waiting for here? Might be I have some separate work, another work. I can go and complete first my other work. Once I free, then I come again and ask lock available or not, right?
Acha, 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 acha.
So here we have a each threads have a request and response option. But here there is no any option to request. By default, Java will say here all the thread must we have to wait, right? So
Acha.
here this lock class have a multiple benefit. Like one is the lock method you can use, or you can say lock dot tryLock. Here I want
Ajay,
hmm,
Ajay, bhai, you said like it is going to be locked, okay,
right.
for the user, but like uh, just I forget it now. So how long it is in here? I can just put that like as not an assertion. I can put the like time in here, just like lock for this period of time, or just like
Here
I'm not
here
after.
lock for this two code of line.
Right. Okay.
This is
But
locking
this,
happen for these two of line. Once line one done, two done, I say I'm going to unlock.
but how long it is going to feel locked? There is I have to set up the time.
You can depend upon the business logic, number of code you written
Uh,
here, right?
okay. 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 I
The
got you.
number of time, maybe here you let somewhere say write a for loop, maybe for I, maybe you are written something loop like for
Got it. Yeah.
here I equal to 0, I less than maybe 1000, right?
Right. Yeah.
I plus plus, right? And
Mm-hmm.
you are doing some stuff. Here you are doing something, right?
Right.
Some calculation.
Mm-hmm.
Might be it will take larger time, right?
Mm-hmm. Depends on. Okay.
Okay. So depend upon what you are doing here, right? Depend
Uh,
upon what you are doing here. Accordingly, the times can be low or high. Might be
right.
here I'm going to call microservice. 1000 microservice I have to call, right? It will take
Mm-hmm.
larger time, right?
Right.
So if but here our intention is that this lock method are just ensuring multiple threads are not going to execute this code, right?
Acha. Mm-hmm.
So this is the basic use of lock method, and once your work is done, you can say unlock. This is
Mm-hmm.
our responsibility. Until you are not calling unlock, this lock is not released. Means no other threads are allowed to execute this line. All are in the waiting stage, right? The please
Acha.
here we have to ensure that we have called this method always unlock. That means ki always you write code like this code like a try block. Try and like this should be like a finally block, right?
अच्छा, 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 अच्छा.
Okay. Always write this code. So generally preferable way, always write code like this way. Always create the lock object and get the lock and do some. What happened here? Some exception now. Might be this code generate some exception. If exception occur, this code not going to execute. And if you write the without try block, that unlock method is not called. So what
अच्छा.
happen you have to do? You have to always write unlock inside the finally block. Finally block ensuring that in this code, any exception occur, any error occur, something unwanted happen, then I
Hmm.
can call unlock. If all are going smooth, then still you can unlock, right?
अच्छा, 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 अच्छा.
So
Mhm.
this is the preferable way. Always write lock and whatever the code you have inside the try block, and then finally block you can say, hey, lock.unlock.
अच्छा,
So
अच्छा,
it
अच्छा.
finally block handle both cases, success
Mhm.
scenario and the failure scenario. If
Solution
any exception
and
occur, any compiler error, runtime error, any wanted exception occur, at that time also you have to release the lock, right?
अच्छा,
Because
अच्छा.
this lock is wait by multiple thread. If you have locked, your responsibility to have to release the lock.
Right, right.
So
Mm.
here, this is the way tool lock as an interface. You can get lock and release lock. So here manually you are saying, "Okay, I'm getting the lock and removing the unlock." Code someone read can easily understand. Here synchronization by default mutual understanding. Here
Mm.
lock automatically acquire. Once all you done, automatically lock release. Right? This open
Yes,
and
makes
close
sense.
curly brace look like a lock open and lock unblock. Right?
अच्छा, 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 अच्छा.
So both have a, but here uh, as a each let's see here 10 threads come. 10 threads are calling here, right? 10 threads.
Mm.
All 10 threads are racing to find out the lock. If anyone find, they are enter in this room and executing this code, and all others are waiting. Here
Mm.
there is no any option. Let's key new thread 11th number trends come. 10th sorry 11th number of threads come and just try to check this code is already used by someone else or not. If someone not used, then I can use. If someone already used, I go back and do my other work, right? In the real time
Right.
happen, right?
True, true.
So in this case, synchronization have not any kind of benefits. But here in the lock interface, we have some concept. We have a concept known as a your lock dot try lock. A try lock returns a boolean value. So here
Mm.
say if your boolean true, that means you are already get the lock and do your work here, right?
Mm.
And if you are getting a false, that means you're not getting a lock. Someone already using, go back and do your work, right?
Right, right.
They have a additional feature in this lock interface of a try lock.
Mm.
Maybe how question is that here 10 locks, 10 threads come. Anyone
Mm.
get a lock, and that going to do. And other threads, how much time they wait?
Mm.
Might be until the this thread is not unlocking, right? Until
Mm.
these threads are not releasing lock, all threads are waiting.
Mm.
So here we can define some time frame. Hey, I can wait only 15 minutes, yeah, 10 minutes. After 10
Mm.
minutes, if thread not releasing lock, I can go back and do my other work. Might be right?
Mm.
Somewhere you're going and you say sometime, let's say I wait 5 minutes. In 5 minutes, I can get my chance, then I can do, else I go back, right? In the real
Mm.
life.
Mm.
Similarly, this method say try log with a timeout as well as try log dot timeout. Say here I want to wait only 15 minutes. Okay,
Mm.
okay. Uh,
Mm.
just here. Okay,
Mm.
okay. So now we have a try log option we have right here.
Mm.
So we have multiple option is here in the case of lock.
Mm.
You can use this lock or
Mm.
you can use this multiple option as well as, right?
Mhm.
Right? So these
Right.
option you can try. Means ki here say ki if I'm not using this lock concept, then means say ki I'm going to use the try lock. So here we are trying to say ki hey, if you get the lock, you can go and continue work. If you're not getting lock, and you just wait 15 minutes. After 15 minutes, you can go out, right?
Right.
So these lock interface give in some more control, right?
Right.
But in the case of synchronization, there is a no such option. Here, if all threads are coming here, coming here, coming here, anyone can get a chance, and all others are waiting for infinite until this not release the lock. If this threads release the lock, means lock, once they completed his job, by default, these threads release the lock, any one another one get a chance. But here there is no any kind of option to check. Try lock. Here particular I just want to check. Is already someone used? I am not waiting. Or maybe I wait only 5 minutes. These things
Mhm.
this synchronized method don't have. Okay?
Acha, acha, acha.
By default, they're assuming all the threads must wait because someone already using, right?
Makes
So this
sense.
thread designs by default assuming that if you're coming to call me, that means you are really interested to call the code, right? That means already one is using, you wait
Mm,
once this release, you get another chance, another chance. The
mhm,
both are the purpose of the because Java is a different tool. This is since Java 1, once it started Java, and this lock interface is the introduced by the Java JDK 5 onward. If you are after JDK 5, this is the introduced later part introduced, so additional feature they added like a try lock, right?
mhm,
Because someone is developed after something, so whatever the drawback can be fulfilled, right? So this synchronized keyword is released in Java 1, and this is released in Java 5, JDK 5. The Java 1.5 you can say. The 1.5 they have added some more feature. Like here, feature we discussed like a try lock with a timeout, right?
mhm. Makes sense.
So any doubt, any confusion till now, how as a Java implement this concept. Concept like a printer example. I give you the shared resources, and multiple user trying to use them. How you are ensuring only one can use this room, right?
Mhm.
Use these resources. So using the two synchronized keyword or lock interface. Here,
Acha.
resource means Java method. Because here in the programming, you are writing some code, your code is the resources. Look like in
Mm,
real life, maybe your common resources, maybe your room, maybe your office, maybe your doctor, right? Doctor is a common
Right.
resource, right? This is the
Mhm.
doctor one sitting here. A lots of patient come, right? Patient come.
Right.
At a time, only one they can check at visit, right? So they say,
Mhm,
hey, all the patients just make a queue, one by one you come here, right? And
mhm.
I just check one, you go back, another come, right? So this concept
Right.
already we are using in our real life. But real life, they have some maybe here uh, mm, a good example in the case of doctor. Generally, doctors have a room, and in the front of room, some persons are helper available, just ensuring that no other one can insert, right? Just
Right.
waiting. Ki only one can go. Like just a compounder, helper of a doctor, right? They are
Right.
just allowing only one can go. If someone already and new person come, this helper
Right.
protect them. Oh, okay, you cannot go inside because doctor is already visiting another patient, right? So please wait,
Mhm.
right?
True.
So
True.
this activity is things we discussed today. How the helper work is a doctor helper, a compounder, a helping us doctor. Hey, doctor can smoothly vis- uh, uh, look care of each patient separately, right? What
Mhm.
happens? All patients are enter in the doctor room, and all are requesting, "Hey, this is my problem. This is my problem. This is a problem." Is
Mhm.
doctor able to help? Doctor cannot help. So we have to follow some certain rules.
Acha,
Similarly, in the programming language, we have to follow some guidelines. So
definitely.
here in the case of doctor, doctor say, hey, I can treat at a time only one patient. So they can put one our helper here at the door of the hospital, and only one they may allow. Similarly, in the case of Java, you have a doctor means your set of code. You are doing something, and if
Mhm,
multiple threads are coming, thread one, thread two, thread three, so all are the want to request to access this code. So here's
mhm,
concept some lock. Hey, they have a lock. Only one can get the lock and go. If they release, then another come, then another come. The concept of the human life problem, our software help us to human life problem, right? The
mhm,
concept also implemented same from the real life,
mhm.
right?
Acha.
So all other threads come in the waiting queue, and right, wait queue. Whenever in the last section we discuss about the thread life cycle, so I have requested, remember, uh, Riyadh, ki we have a timed waiting state, like waiting stage. Whenever someone threads want to access some resources, that resources is by another threads, the please wait, right? Once this
Right.
resource is free, then you can go and again acquire the lock and do.
Actually, not that easy. It's like very complicated.
Very not a complicated. You just visualize from the real life example.
Uh-huh.
Real life example, just as an example of doctor just put one helper
It's a one by
on the
one.
door,
Mhm.
and they can manage smoothly all the operation manage, right?
Right, right.
Similarly here, as a programming, I can put the synchronizer lock and all
Mhm.
thing manage smoothly, right?
Right.
Nothing complex, just simple way, right?
Ajay bhai, I have a question.
Yes,
Like, just give you example, uh, stock market,
yes,
the ticker. When I look at it,
yes,
the real time number, I don't need to refresh my browser. They always get refreshed.
yes.
So
So what is
that's
like?
automatically. That is
Yeah,
Yeah,
the plan.
this is the simple. All are the, you can say by default, the nowadays software have capability in the auto refresh button,
The
auto
browser.
oh,
refresh.
auto
Means
refresh.
every
Okay.
second your request automatically, every second you can say one request go to the server, get the latest value and reflect here.
That is refresh the browser only.
No, even you don't need to refresh the browser. Nowadays, the only one page application built. Notice, and this is the section where your stock price is displaying, right? So only these
Right.
portions are refreshed and change the data. Don't refresh the all the page, right? Nowadays application building on the component base, component 1, component 2, component 3, right? All the components, one
Acha.
component internally refresh. You can configure every 1 minute, every 1 second, every millisecond, right? They are
Right.
calling data and updating. In the case of stock market, your stock price are changed by within a second, millisecond, you can say milliseconds are calling and getting updated data, calling and getting updated data, right?
Mm.
So
True.
all are the help of multi-threading. All is possible about this with the help of multi-threading. Okay,
Mhm.
all the request
Right.
you are just sending the request, hey request, give me the data, and you are throwing. So all are nowadays are the example of stock market, automatic refreshing, auto refresh page. This is happening due to the internally one specific thread's request goes, thread serve the purpose and responsive,
Acha.
right?
Mm.
And the
Mhm.
stock market, whenever someone building this application, stock market heavily use the multi-threading.
Oh, so this is a stock market. Is they are heavily
Heavily use
depending on.
all the stock market application brokerage are developing a platform where you are trading, purchasing. They are highly multi-threaded application,
Oh,
Acha.
okay, okay.
right? Notice one stocks have a X amount of uh, price now, and the
Mhm.
same time 10 person are bidding. I want to buy this is X amount of stock at the X amount, right? Let's keep
Mhm.
100 million, maybe 1,000 requests come on the due to the internet era. and
Mhm.
due to the global economic situation, maybe in the Indian stock market, let's say thousands of people at the same price can bid the request to buy the stock. So is system allow 100% can buy the same stocks 100 times? Not. At a time they are ensuring only one request can be accepted and all others are go to the
Pending.
Oh,
wait for
that's
the
why it's
yeah
called synchronized.
yeah that is the synchronized.
I
That is the
didn't get this
synchronized,
concept.
right?
Okay,
Let's
but
see. Thus, A stocks have a price 100 rupees, right? Now,
right,
Right.
let's see five user trying to buy them.
right.
Let us assumption they have a at a time they have only one stocks available, right? One stocks of 100 rupees. Five
Mm-hmm.
people come and look his browser. Hey, 100 rupees. Five requests say I buy. Is
Mm-hmm.
one stocks at a time buy to the only one of them, right? One stocks cannot buy to the fourth user, right?
But if they have like
Somehow
if they have multiple stock, then what would be happen?
multiple requests, then we have option multiple requests also stock price is 100. Okay, let's key might be 100 stocks we have, right? As of now, right? Let's
Mm-hmm.
they have demanding the 50, they have demanded 50, they have
Uh-huh.
demanded 50, they have demanded 50 requests, right?
Right.
So again make the sequence only 100 can serve at the price of 100 rupees and others are wait, right?
Mm-hmm.
So lots of complex algorithms are implemented in the stock market to handle the correctness of the business, and this is only possible due to this multi-threading environment. All
Mm-hmm.
are the application nowadays you are using highly use this multi-threading. Stock market and finance and banking are major users of this multi-threading programming.
Okay, so this umbrella of
Mhm.
company like
Because
financial
where you can finance money part come, money is a very critical thing, right?
money, yeah, yeah.
You cannot violate any kind of disturbance, right? You cannot
Mm-hmm.
say let them. I can sell. You have only one stock. Let's sell them to the five people. This will not happen in the anywhere, right? Somewhere you cannot compromise. Similarly, in the case of finance, number calculation you cannot compromise, right?
Definitely. Mhm.
Due to that, this synchronization lock mechanisms are really useful. So whatever the concept, this is the lock mechanism. Somewhere, someone all tens request come for bid at the 100 rupees for one stocks. Anyone can at a time get a chance and get the bid, another going to the wait or rejected the request, right?
Mhm.
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 Nowadays, software also help us to buy and sell stocks at a particular amount of times, particular amount of price, right?
Mhm.
But same amount of price, maybe 100 people are requested, all 100 cannot get a success, right? Maybe some get access at a 100 price, how many number of stocks available in the bucket, right?
Right.
So
But this
all
process,
huh,
this process is like it should be so fast, right? Like for
yeah,
example, if they have three stocks,
yeah.
and then like more than 30 people, they're going to click in the same time.
Mm.
So based on that, just like when someone is clicking, is it like a fraction of the time? Who is
Yeah,
like
as the millisecond, nanosecond timeout. Notice
right, right,
computer is so fast to determine
right,
which is the fastest user click the request,
definitely.
not the millisecond. I'm saying nanosecond
And
computer can process, right?
I do agree.
And all this happen because our nowadays our processor
Mhm.
highly capable to do processing. Due to
Mhm.
that, these multi-threading concepts are so popular because nowadays our system serve lots of thousands requests at the same time, right?
Right, right.
This is the very good features in the Java JDK 21 released by the Java is the virtual thread concept. Now, before the virtual thread, I'm going to discuss later part virtual thread. This till now, whatever discussing, it is only threading, right? Thread class.
Okay, wait, one thing. Virtual thread on it is running on the virtual machine, or it's a local you're talking about?
Okay, all the mass virtual means virtual thread. So I'm trying to say one new features in the JDK known as virtual threads. Before virtual thread in a Java, you can create a limited number of thread in your one hardware, because one hardware have a limitation of the number of thread you can create, right? Because each thread take a 2 MB size, and notice each the server have a limited number of memory, right? So according to the number of your space available, you can create the number of thread. But in the
Mhm.
case of nowadays, notice huge millions of requests come for a particular one server. But due to the limitation of infrastructure, sometime you not support, and due to that, Java is introduced a new concept is a virtual thread, and now in the using the Java in the ecosystem, millions of thread you can create on this system, right? We will
Mhm.
discuss later part about the virtual thread. Currently, we are
Sure.
just talking about the word threading. But overall, the problem we discussed today about the concept of locks, locks are play very important role in the multi-threading, which we
Uh,
discussed today.
right, right, right.
Lock is the only concept that implemented in the stock market so that no financial loss in the financial system, banking system, all places locks are by default placed,
Mhm.
right? So this
Yeah.
lock concepts, how programming internally implemented, different language, different way, but concept this is the same.
Makes
You
sense.
are going to allow only one or only 10. Let's give we have a in the case of example, we have a 100 rupees price stocks at a 30, you can say 30 number of share. So at a time, I can entertain only 30 requests. More than 30, I can say go for it, right?
Mhm.
Because I know ki a number of stock have a 30, share price 100, and here 100 requests come. So I cannot serve all 100 requests, but I can serve only 30. So 30
30.
concurrent 30 number of requests simultaneously execute at the price of 100 rupees. And all others are discarded. Say you're rejected, right?
Mhm.
This is only feasible due to the concurrency or multi-threading or the concept of locking. Lots of things in multi-threading going on, right? So whatever currently you are studying multi-threading and concurrency is
Mhm.
heavily use the concept in the real life applications, whatever you're using, right?
Mhm.
Good to know. We will have to do a lot of focus on this because we work on different company that has financial client.
Right. So
Mm.
all the please notice all the where financial involvement. And in the case of all the business, finance must involve, right?
Mhm.
And in those sections, you have to ensure the synchronization between the number of actions, number of resources. Depend upon your number of resources, number of requests, you have to manage synchronization, right? Due to that, this synchronization keyword is a very uh, uh, selectively chooses by the Java language. Synchronization, right? They
Right,
keyword synchronization and all. The words also give them hint meaning what they are doing, right?
right, right.
Lock or synchronization, right? A
Mhm.
Java is a multi-threading is the way where you are achieve asynchronous communication or event-based communications, right?
Right.
Before multi-threading, always go to the sequential programming. Always go the sequence by sequencer method call, right? Method one call, two call, three call, four call, five call, tens. This is a sequential programming. Let's we have a 10 method data. Method one, method two, method three, method four, method five, method six. So by default, if you have only one thread, the by default they're going to first this, then this, then this, then this, then this. What
Mhm.
happens if you have a 10 threads? So
Mhm.
don't go sequence. One executed by this, another this, right? Because we
Right.
have lots of capacity, lots of processor. Why we are
Mhm.
waiting, right?
Right.
So by default, multi-threading give us the concept of your asynchronous communication, event-based communication. These are the concept as they come under the concept of multi-threading or concurrency.
Concurrency. Mhm.
which our topic going on. And couple of more classes we are going to lots of things here as a concept. Here we're not writing any kind of program. Just till now I just explain a concept. Here you can write multiple program and to look where the problem, how to handle or not, right? Today
Mhm.
just I am giving the syntax how these locking are as a Java language offered to developer. Whenever you are reading some code and someone written like this, you should aware, okay, this code's developer want to execute by only one thread, right? If someone
Mhm.
written code like this way, you understand what the meaning of that lock, right?
Right.
Today I'm not run any code, just I'm just trying to explain the concept about this lock
Mhm.
synchronization, how to ensure that some cases only one person are allowed or 10% are allowed, 100% are allowed, right?
Mhm.
Even there are some concept till now here we understand ki only ones are allowed, only one persons are allowed. Sometime our requirement no, at a time two can allow, not two than more than two, or only
Oh,
five I can allow and more than five I cannot allow. In the
oh,
case of
that.
example, our number of stocks is 30 we have, right? I am
Yeah.
allowing to buy stocks at the 100 price rupees the 30 trade. The 30 request can be served and more than 30 cannot allow, right?
Mhm.
So sometime
Right.
we want limited number of user can do something. This is
Acha.
also possible to the locking. Okay, we'll
Mhm.
understand the for Java given different uh, uh, terminology what the we can coming classes we can understand about the semaphore. Semaphore say I am going to lock this, yeah, allow these resources x number of amount only. Here today we whatever the learn, like maybe synchronize keyword or lock, at a time allow, we allow only one thread, only one user can do, right?
Mhm.
Might be some, this is the business logic. Here we have a maybe some number of seat, a number of stocks, according to number of seat, according to the number of room. Okay, might be case of our example, let's we have only one doctor, so one room one doctor. What I have three doctor, three
Mhm.
doctor we can three room you can, right? Here
Right.
at a time our three person can allow, right?
Mhm.
In the queue of the patient, at a time three can say go over room number one, go room number two, go room number three. Three are allowed and other are waiting, right?
Mhm.
So lots of use cases in our life as well as
Yeah, it depends on
depends
the
upon
use
the
case and
programming
business
language
model. Yeah.
support them, right?
Agree. Yeah, agree.
Today lots of theory,
Oh, yes, yes.
but
Mm.
this is the really really important to understand the concept. Okay.
Yeah.
Any question, any doubt about this locking concept? Lock.
I don't have any
Yeah.
question right now.
Let's
Yeah.
understand. Think. Okay.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Okay, I think that's good for the day.
Yeah, thank you, Adive. Mm,
Thank you.
Thank you,
Take
Joel.
thank you.